Now listen to me closely, because this is the moment where everything comes together. Every ounce of hunger, every bit of struggle, every sacrifice, every mental battle, every sleepless night, every extra hour you've pushed yourself, it all leads to this. You have the power to become unstoppable, but only if you embrace what we've talked about today. You must be hungry like a monster that refuses to settle. You must own your obsession, the fire in your chest, and let it guide every action you take. You must sacrifice comfort, endure struggle, and push past limits that other people wouldn't even attempt to touch. The world doesn't reward excuses. It doesn't care about how tired you are, and it doesn't hand out trophies for wishing or hoping. It only rewards relentless effort, extreme focus, and an unshakable will. You must dominate your mind, because your thoughts determine your life. If you let doubt, fear, or weakness run the show, your potential will die before it even has a chance to breathe. Every monster, every winner, every person who has left a mark on this world first mastered themselves. They refused to let their mind betray them. They trained their thoughts, sharpened their focus, and controlled their inner dialogue so fiercely that nothing outside could shake them. Pain will come, and when it does, you have a choice. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it fuel you. You can turn every failure, every setback, every rejection into fire. You can transform it into power, momentum, and unstoppable drive. Pain is not the enemy. It is your teacher, your weapon, and your ladder to greatness. You have to outwork everyone, everywhere. Talent is meaningless without effort. Luck is fleeting. Motivation is temporary. But work ethic, relentless grind, and consistency will build empires where others crumble. Outwork everyone. Push past the limits they set for themselves, and keep moving when the rest of the world is resting. And above all, be relentless in focus and consistency. Show up every single day. Attack your vision with precision. Refuse distractions. Refuse shortcuts. Refuse mediocrity. Keep repeating your actions until mastery becomes inevitable and momentum carries you forward even when life fights back. The monster inside you is waiting. It's waiting for the hunger to be awakened. It's waiting for the fire to burn hotter than any obstacle. It's waiting for you to take ownership, to embrace struggle, and to grind like no one else will. Every choice you make, every hour you dedicate, every sacrifice you endure is shaping who you are becoming. Stop running from discomfort. Stop fearing pain. Stop waiting for permission. Step into the fire, own your mind, dominate your efforts, and rise with relentless consistency. If you take what you've learned today and apply it, if you allow hunger to drive you, pain to fuel you, focus to guide you, and work ethic to define you, there is no limit to what you can achieve. The world will try to slow you down. People will try to stop you. But the monster inside you will rise, unstoppable, unshakable, and undefeated. Hunger, obsession, sacrifice, mental domination, power from pain, relentless work, and unwavering focus. This is your blueprint. Follow it, live it, own it. And the victory you've been dreaming about will no longer be a dream. It will be your reality. You have to understand something before anything else. Hunger is not just a feeling. Hunger is not simply wanting something. Hunger is a burning fire inside you that refuses to be ignored, a restlessness that no amount of comfort, no amount of distraction, and no amount of temporary pleasure can ever satisfy. Hunger is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It is the difference between someone who dreams about success while lying in bed and someone who wakes up every morning with their mind already racing, already planning, already moving toward domination. If you are not hungry, if you do not feel that gnawing inside, the life you want will never come to you. It will slip by unnoticed while others are too busy scrolling, too busy complaining, too busy waiting for a sign that will never come. Hunger is a choice, a decision, and a state of mind. You cannot wake up one day and expect it to appear without purpose. You have to cultivate it. You have to nurture it until it consumes you entirely, until it becomes your identity. Relentless hunger demands that you refuse to accept mediocrity. It is that voice inside that whispers, No, this is not enough. This is not where you belong. You will have to look at yourself in the mirror and admit that what you have done up to this point is not sufficient. You will have to feel the sting of your own disappointment and allow it to fuel a fire so bright that nothing else in the world can dim it. Hunger is not satisfied with small wins, with comfort, with ordinary success. Hunger demands excellence, domination, mastery. It forces you to chase more, to do more, to become more. And this is not polite. This is not subtle. Hunger is loud. It is aggressive. It will keep you awake when the world tells you to sleep. It will push you when everyone else pulls back. It will make you feel uncomfortable, restless, and even broken at times. But that discomfort, that tension, that gnawing unease is precisely where transformation begins. Every person you admire, every champion you look up to, every individual who has ever left a mark on the world has been driven by this same hunger. They did not wait for opportunities to appear like a gift. They created them. They clawed their way toward them. They refused to stop until they were where they wanted to be. And the truth is, hunger is contagious. Once it is awakened inside you, it spreads into every action, every thought, every decision you make. Hunger becomes the lens through which you view the world. You see possibilities instead of obstacles. You see potential where others see limitation. You see challenges not as threats, but as invitations to rise, to dominate, to show the world that you refuse to settle. Being hungry also requires brutal honesty with yourself. You have to admit where you are lacking, where you have failed, and where you have hidden behind excuses. You must confront your weaknesses without flinching and decide that they will no longer define you. Hunger is born from dissatisfaction, but not the kind that leads to despair. It is dissatisfaction with a plan, with execution, with settling for good enough. It is a refusal to accept a life smaller than what you know you are capable of. The hungry person does not envy others. They are too busy sharpening themselves, too busy chasing their own path, too busy creating the future they know they deserve. You cannot outsource hunger. You cannot wait for someone else to inspire it. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is fleeting. Hunger is permanent. It does not leave when things get hard. Hunger does not fade when life pushes back. Hunger stays. Hunger burns. Hunger becomes the pulse that drives you to run faster, lift harder, think sharper, and execute with a precision that is unmatched. It forces you to push past excuses, past fear, past doubt, past the small, comfortable life that most people mistake for security. Hunger demands everything, and in return, it promises nothing but the chance to win, the chance to dominate, the chance to leave a legacy that is bigger than yourself to unlock. Relentless hunger, you must also embrace intensity. You cannot approach your life with half-hearted effort and expect hunger to grow. You cannot dabble in greatness. You must consume it. You must live it. You must breathe it in until it becomes a part of who you are. You will need to wake up early when your body wants to rest, to push yourself harder when your mind is screaming for comfort, to work on your craft when the world around you is laughing, sleeping, or distracted. Hunger will make sacrifices uncomfortable. It will make you question your limits. It will break you down before it builds you up. But in that breaking, in that chaos, in that fire, you will find yourself becoming stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable than ever before. And here is the reality you must face. If you are not hungry, someone else will be. If you are not the monster chasing your dreams, someone else will step into your place and take what could have been yours. Hunger is not negotiable if you want to win. It is the weapon, the engine, and the fuel for every single victory you will ever claim. There will be days when the weight of the world pushes down on you, when doubt tries to strangle your dreams, when failure whispers in your ear that you are not enough. These are the moments where hunger separates the weak from the strong. Hunger is the roar inside that tells you to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep clawing, to keep growing. Hunger is your reminder that you cannot rest. You can pause. And you cannot settle until you have achieved the greatness you were born to claim. So ask yourself this: Are you hungry? Not hungry in the sense that you want a promotion or a small taste of success. I mean, truly starving, ravenous, obsessed, unable to sleep at night because the vision of your future is so big, so powerful that it keeps you awake, that it pushes you to run past your limits, past your comfort, past your excuses. That kind of hunger is dangerous to those who doubt you, unstoppable to those who chase greatness, and transformative to the person who refuses to compromise. Hunger will change you. Hunger will break you and rebuild you. Hunger will demand your life and your focus, but in return, it will give you the only thing that matters, the chance to win, the chance to rise, the chance to dominate a world that is waiting for the bold, the relentless, and the hungry. Be the monster. Wake up with that fire burning in your chest. Let hunger drive every decision, every thought, every action. Refuse comfort, refuse excuses, refuse to be average. Unleash the relentless hunger inside you, and the world will have no choice but to make way. There is no shortcut, no easy path, no pause button. Hunger is your power, your weapon, your identity. And if you master it, if you truly embrace it, nothing in this world can stop you from becoming the winner you were destined to be. You need to understand something that most people never grasp. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. And if you rely on it, you are building your empire on sand. One day you feel inspired. One day you don't. One day you wake up ready to conquer the world. The next day you are exhausted, distracted, defeated before you even start. Motivation is a spark, and sparks fade. But obsession is fire. Obsession is a relentless storm that does not care about your feelings, your mood, your circumstances. Obsession does not negotiate with your excuses. Obsession does not wait for the right time or the perfect condition. Obsession does not sleep, does not rest, and does not ask permission. Obsession beats motivation every single time because motivation is temporary and obsession is permanent. You have to become obsessed. You have to lock your mind, your body, your soul, your very existence onto the vision of what you want until it consumes you completely. Obsession is what separates the people who talk from the people who do. Obsession is what separates dreamers from winners. Motivation might get you out of bed on a good day, but obsession will make you get out of bed when the world is against you, when your body aches, when your mind screams that it's too hard. Obsession is what drives you to do the work no one else will do. It is what makes you practice while everyone else is partying. It is what makes you study, grind, and sacrifice while others sleep. Obsession is the reason the greats become unstoppable. They don't wait for inspiration. They live in obsession. They wake up and breathe their goal. They eat, sleep, and walk with it. Every thought is filtered through it. Every action is measured by how much it moves them closer to their ultimate victory. Motivation is nice. Motivation is convenient. Motivation is weak. Obsession is power. Obsession is dominance. Obsession is the monster that keeps clawing when everyone else gives up. Let me be very clear. Obsession is not polite. Obsession will make you uncomfortable. It will make you feel misunderstood. It will make others question your sanity. When you are obsessed, you work when others are sleeping. You grind when others are distracted. You push past limits that seem impossible. You will spend nights alone, training, planning, studying, executing. You will face criticism, doubt, and rejection. But obsession does not care. Obsession does not bend to the opinions of the world. It moves through challenges like a hurricane, unstoppable, undeniable, unshakable. To be obsessed is to accept that the path to greatness is lonely. It is demanding. It is painful, but it is necessary because nothing worthwhile is ever easy. Motivation will not carry you through the hard days. Motivation will not lift you when life knocks you down. Motivation will not keep you grinding when your mind and body scream for comfort. Obsession will. Obsession is not just working hard. It is working with focus, intensity, and precision. It is thinking about your goal until it becomes a part of you. Our identity. You don't just want it. You don't just desire it. You become it. You breathe it. You live it. You walk, talk, and act like it belongs to you already. That is the difference between someone who fails and someone who wins. Motivation gives you energy in the moment. Obsession gives you a relentless engine that runs 24/7. even when you are tired, even when you are beaten down, even when everything around you tells you to stop. Obsession is the quiet, untouchable force inside you that refuses to be ignored. When you are obsessed, your habits change, your environment changes, your friends change, your priorities change. You stop wasting time on what doesn't matter. You stop chasing approval. You stop seeking shortcuts. You stop waiting for luck. Obsession demands total commitment, total focus, total domination of your craft. Obsession is what drives someone to become so good, so prepared, so unstoppable that when opportunity finally appears, they are the only one capable of seizing it. Motivation might get you in the door. Obsession gets you in the room and ensures you own it. Obsession is not something you practice occasionally. It is a lifestyle. It is a state of being. You either live it or you are invisible. Obsession also teaches resilience. When life throws obstacles in your path, when failures, rejections, and setbacks come, obsession does not quit. Motivation would quit. Motivation would complain. Motivation would blame circumstances, the system, or other people. Obsession adapts. Obsession fights. Obsession thrives. It converts every failure into a lesson, every setback into fuel, and every challenge into a test that proves how committed you really are. Obsession transforms pain into power. Motivation might make you feel good. Temporarily, obsession makes you invincible. Obsession is what allows a human being to achieve things that no one else thought possible. Understand this truth. Obsession will isolate you. It will cost you relationships. It will make people think you are crazy. But if your goal is greatness, if your goal is domination, if your goal is victory, obsession is the only thing that will get you there. You cannot be average. You cannot be comfortable. You cannot rely on fleeting bursts of motivation. You must be consumed by the fire inside, the vision that does not allow distraction, the drive that does not tolerate compromise. Obsession will define you. It will shape your every thought, your every action, your every decision, until the only way to live is to move relentlessly toward your target. If you want to win, you must understand this simple fact. The world does not hand out success to the motivated. The world does not reward people who feel inspired. The world rewards the obsessed. The world rewards the person who sacrifices sleep, comfort, relationships, and excuses for a dream that consumes them entirely. The world rewards the person who cannot, under any circumstances, stop moving toward victory. Motivation will fail you. Motivation will leave you. Motivation will let you down when you need it most. Obsession will never leave you. Obsession will never falter. Obsession will never accept defeat. So ask yourself, where are you? Are you motivated today or are you obsessed? Motivation is easy. Obsession is hard. Motivation will not make you great. Obsession will. Motivation is temporary. Obsession lasts forever. If you want to rise, if you want to dominate, if you want to become a monster in your field, you cannot be satisfied with motivation. You must be obsessed. Let obsession take over. Let it drive you. Let it consume you. Let it make you unstoppable. Wake up every day with it. Sleep with it. Work with it. Live with it. Breathe with it. Obsession is your path, your weapon, your identity. Motivation is optional. Obsession is mandatory. And if you master it, if you allow it to control your focus, your energy, your life, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop you from winning. If you want to win, if you want to rise above mediocrity, if you want to dominate in a world full of distractions and excuses, you must learn one brutal truth. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Comfort is the soft cage that lulls people into a life of mediocrity. Comfort whispers lies into your ear, tells you it's okay to settle, to relax, to delay, to compromise, to accept small victories instead of the monumental ones you were meant to claim. Every champion, every leader, every person who has ever left a mark on this world understood this secret long before you ever heard of it. If you refuse to sacrifice comfort, If you cling to ease and convenience, you will never know the power of struggle. You will never earn the reward of relentless pursuit, and you will never reach the heights you were capable of reaching. Comfort is the soft pillow that stops you from waking early, the familiar routine that prevents growth, the easy choice that kills potential. And the moment you make comfort your priority, you give up on victory. To sacrifice comfort means to embrace discomfort as your ally. It means stepping into the fire when everyone else is running away. It means waking up at hours that hurt, grinding when your body screams for rest, pushing yourself beyond limits that you thought were impossible. It means doing the work that no one else will do, learning the lessons that are hard to swallow, and enduring the criticism that people throw at you because they cannot understand why you are willing to go so far when they are not. Comfort is seductive. It is invisible. It is quiet, but its effect is deadly. It convinces people that enough is enough when it is not. It convinces them to rest, to wait, to hope instead of act. It convinces them that struggle is something to avoid rather than embrace. And if you allow yourself to fall into its trap, you will wake up one day and realize that the life you dreamed of, the legacy you longed to create, has passed you by while you sat safely in your cozy cage. Sacrifice is the currency of champions. Every victory is bought with it. Every goal is paid for in sleepless nights, early mornings, relentless effort, and constant discomfort. If you want to be a monster who wins, you cannot be afraid to give up the temporary pleasure for permanent gain. You must choose hard work over ease. You must choose focus over distraction. You must choose discipline over indulgence. The world will try to tempt you constantly, offering you shortcuts, excuses, and the illusion of progress without pain. It will try to tell you that comfort is safety. It will try to convince you that being enough is okay. The truth is, safety is stagnation, and enough is failure. If you want to rise, if you want to dominate, if you want to become unstoppable, you must abandon comfort and embrace the struggle. You must live in the tension of growth, because that tension is where greatness is forged. Sacrificing comfort also means making difficult choices consistently. It means saying no when others say yes. It means rejecting distractions, toxic relationships, and temporary pleasures that pull you off your path. It means refusing to compromise your vision for convenience or popularity. Every moment you choose discomfort, every decision you make that prioritizes your long-term success over short-term ease, you are growing stronger. You are training yourself to endure, to persist, to dominate. You are sharpening the monster inside you, preparing it for the battlefield that life will inevitably throw at you. Comfort is the slow killer of dreams, and the moment you stop resisting it, you begin to die slowly, not physically, but spiritually, mentally, and in terms of your potential. Sacrifice comfort, and you become alive in ways that the complacent will never understand. You have to embrace the struggle as part of your identity. Winners do not complain about difficulty. They thrive on it. They do not avoid pain. They convert it into power. Every rejection, every failure, every obstacle becomes fuel for the monster within, because the hungry, obsessed person knows that comfort has no place in the journey to dominance. They understand that the soft life is a trap, a poison disguised as relief. They know that the grind, the struggle, the late nights, the early mornings, the endless repetition, the pushing past exhaustion is the only way to build what is truly unshakable. Sacrificing comfort is not temporary. It is a lifestyle. It is a mindset that says, I will endure what others will not. I will persist when others quit. I will take the hard road, the long road, the road that demands everything from me, because that is the only road that leads to victory. The reality is harsh. Most people will never understand your obsession with success, your hunger for more, your refusal to settle. They will mock you. They will doubt you. They will call you crazy for rejecting comfort, for ignoring the easy path, for prioritizing your vision above the temporary pleasures of life. But the truth is, they are not in the arena. They are spectators, watching from the sidelines, living in comfort and hoping that greatness will somehow fall into their laps without effort. You are not here to live like them. You are here to dominate. You are here to fight. You are here to sacrifice comfort because you know that only in struggle can you find the strength. Only in difficulty can you discover your limits. And only in relentless pursuit can you become a monster that cannot be stopped. Sacrificing comfort is also about long-term thinking. It is about understanding that the momentary pain of effort, discipline, and focus will be far outweighed with the permanent rewards of success. It is about seeing the bigger picture and refusing to be distracted by the small pleasures that steal time, energy, and potential. It is about living intentionally, prioritizing what matters most, and rejecting what does not serve your purpose. Every choice, every action, every moment becomes a deliberate step toward dominance. You will learn to love the discomfort because it is a sign that you are growing, pushing, evolving, and transforming into the person you were meant to be. Comfort is easy. Struggle is profitable. The monster knows the difference and embraces it every single day. So ask yourself this: are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to give up comfort, ease, distraction, and indulgence in order to claim what you know is yours? Are you willing to embrace struggle as a constant companion, to let it shape you, strengthen you, and sharpen you into someone who cannot be stopped? If the answer is yes, then the world has no choice but to move aside, because a monster who sacrifices comfort is a monster who dominates. You will wake up every day with fire in your chest, with intensity in your actions, with purpose in every step, because comfort is gone and victory is everything. Remember, greatness is never comfortable. Success is never convenient. Dominance is never given. It is earned in the heat of struggle, in the furnace of sacrifice, in the relentless pursuit of a vision that refuses to compromise. Sacrifice comfort, embrace the struggle, and watch as the world bends to your will. The monster inside you will awaken, fierce, unstoppable, and relentless. And when that happens, nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to stand in your way. Everything in life starts in the mind. If you want to win, if you want to rise above, if you want to become unstoppable, the first battlefield is not out there. It's inside you. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your self-talk, your fears, your doubts, your excuses, these are the real enemies. You cannot conquer the world if you cannot conquer yourself. Every failure, every delay, every moment of regret begins in the mind. You let negativity creep in. You let fear whisper lies, and before you know it, your potential is slipping through your fingers like sand. To become a monster who dominates in life, you must first dominate your mind. You must train it, sharpen it, and command it to work for you, not against you. The strongest bodies, the fastest hands, the sharpest skills mean nothing if the mind is weak, unfocused, and uncontrolled. Your mind is the engine that drives everything. If it is broken, your world will be broken. If it is strong, your world will bend to your will. To dominate your mind, you must recognize that thoughts are not harmless. Thoughts are weapons. The moment you allow fear, doubt, and hesitation to take root, they shape your actions, or more often, your inaction. The moment you accept the lie that you are not enough, that the challenge is to, oh big, that failure is permanent, you begin to hand over your power to circumstance, to opinion, to limitation. Your mind decides everything about your life, your focus, your effort, your consistency, your courage, your discipline. And the problem is, most people leave their minds untrained, unguarded, and weak. They allow random fears, insecurities, and distractions to dictate their life. They react instead of act. They follow instead of led. And while they do, the monsters of the world, the obsessed, the relentless, the hungry, are running past them, claiming the victories they could have had simply because they dominated their minds before anything else. Dominating your mind is not easy. It is not glamorous. It is not about wishful thinking or positive slogans on your wall. It is about brutal, relentless training. It is about confronting every fear, every doubt, every limitation, and refusing to allow it to control your life. It is about breaking patterns of weakness and building patterns of strength. It is about knowing that you have the power to choose your thoughts, the power to redirect your focus, and the power to refuse anything that does not serve your ultimate goal. When your mind is dominant, you make decisions that others cannot. You take risks that others avoid. You endure challenges that would break ordinary people. You operate from clarity, confidence, and unstoppable force. Every monster who wins starts here. They know that the mind is the gateway to every victory. They know that before they can dominate their craft, their competition, or their circumstances, they must first dominate themselves. And that domination comes from awareness, discipline, and control. Awareness is recognizing every thought, every pattern, every emotion that enters your mind. Discipline is choosing which thoughts deserve your energy and which ones you will destroy immediately. Control is the refusal to allow random fear, opinion, or self-doubt to dictate your destiny. When you combine these three, your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy. You stop waiting for luck, for motivation, for opportunity. You begin to create it, shape it, and command it. Domination of the mind also requires brutal honesty. You must look at yourself and confront the lies you have believed, the fears you have hidden, the excuses you have nurtured. You must face the parts of you that have held you back and refuse to let them have power any longer. Weakness is a habit, fear is a habit, doubt is a habit, but so is strength, courage, and confidence. And just like any habit, domination of the mind comes from repetition, focus, and relentless enforcement. You will wake up, speak to yourself, act, and think with the purpose of a conqueror. You will not allow idle thoughts, negativity, or laziness to infiltrate your mind. You will control it with the ferocity of someone who refuses to settle, someone who refuses to fail, someone who refuses to be average. You also have to recognize the P, hour of what you consume mentally, what you watch, what you read, what you listen to, and who you spend your time with all shape your mind. A dominant mind is selective. It feeds on truth, growth, and empowerment. It starves doubt, fear, and negativity. It is constantly sharpening itself, learning, expanding, and preparing for the challenges ahead. You cannot dominate your mind while letting distractions and useless input control your focus. You cannot build greatness while feeding mediocrity. The mind is a garden, and domination comes from planting, nurturing, and protecting the seeds of power, vision, and relentless drive. Anything else is weeds that will strangle your potential before it ever blooms. Pain, failure, and struggle are inevitable, but a dominant mind turns them into advantage. Where a weak mind sees obstacle, a strong mind sees opportunity. Where a weak mind sees threat, a dominant mind sees fuel. Where a weak mind folds, a strong mind grows. Domination of the mind is not about avoiding hardship. It is about learning to thrive inside it. It is about understanding that control of your mind equals control of your actions, your results, and ultimately your destiny. The monster in you is built in the mental trenches, forged by focus, sharpened by discipline, and hardened by refusal to surrender to weakness. Every day, you will be attacked by your own thoughts. Fear will try to paralyze you. Doubt will try to slow you. Insecurity will try to distract you. And this is why you must dominate your mind. You must rise above the noise. You must refuse to let weakness speak louder than power. You must train your mind like a weapon, like a soldier, like a beast that knows no retreat. Every moment of clarity, every thought of courage, every act of self-control is a victory in the mental arena. And once you dominate your mind, everything else falls into place. Your hunger becomes unstoppable. Your obsession becomes unbreakable. Your sacrifices gain meaning. Your work ethic becomes relentless. Your focus becomes laser sharp. Your momentum becomes inevitable. Ask yourself this right now. Who is running your mind? Are you allowing fear, doubt, and distraction to steer your life? Or have you taken the wheel? Are you commanding your thoughts, or are they commanding you? If you cannot dominate your mind, everything else is meaningless. If you do, you are unstoppable. You are a monster. You are a force of nature. You are a person who no obstacle, no opinion, no failure, and no limit can ever defeat. Dominate your mind before anything else, and the world will have no choice but to make way for your victory. Pain is inevitable. Struggle is unavoidable. Life does not give you a pass because you are tired, because you are afraid, or because you think you deserve it. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has felt pain in ways you cannot even imagine. Pain is not a weakness. It is a tool, a weapon, a fire that can forge the strongest steel or desk. Roy, the weakest mind. If you want to become unstoppable, if you want to dominate, if you want to awaken the monster inside you, you must learn one simple but brutal truth. Pain is your power if you allow it to be. The moment you stop running from pain, the moment you stop hiding from struggle, is the moment you step into a reality where nothing can defeat you. You must stop fearing discomfort and start harnessing it. Every wound, every rejection, every failure, every loss, every moment of suffering has the potential to make you stronger if you refuse to let it break you. Turning pain into power starts with perspective. Most people feel pain and interpret it as a signal to quit. They feel failure and see it as confirmation they are not enough. They endure struggle and convince themselves life is unfair. But the hungry monster sees pain differently. Pain is feedback. Pain is training. Pain is growth disguised as suffering. Every challenge, every hardship, every obstacle is an opportunity to evolve, to adapt, to become stronger, faster, smarter, and more relentless than you were before. When life hits you, the weak will collapse, the average will complain, and the hungry will rise. Pain is not your enemy, it is your fuel. And the moment you understand this, you unlock a power that no circumstance can take away. The truth is, your strongest muscles, your sharpest skills, your unbreakable will are built in moments of extreme discomfort. You will never achieve your potential by staying in the comfort zone. You will never discover the depth of your resilience by avoiding struggle. The most successful people, the most dominant individuals in history have used pain as a ladder to climb above everyone else. Every rejection, every humiliation, every moment when life seemed to break them became the foundation for a comeback so powerful that it left others in awe. Pain is not permanent, strength is. And strength is earned only through struggle, only through adversity, only through refusing to let life's blows define you. Turning pain into power also requires ownership. You must stop blaming others, stop blaming circumstances, stop blaming luck. You must accept full responsibility for how you respond to pain. The hungry monster does not cry about injustice. The obsessed do not complain about difficulty. The relentless do not waste energy on excuses. They channel the hurt, the rejection, the failure into action. They use it as evidence that they are still alive, still fighting, still capable of turning every setback into a stepping stone. Ownership of your pain is what converts suffering into unstoppable force. When you refuse to be a victim, when you refuse to let hardship dictate your outcome, you begin to transform every scar, every wound, every disappointment into armor. Pain becomes not only a teacher, but a weapon in your hands. You must also understand that pain is a test. Every struggle, every obstacle, every moment of doubt is a test of your commitment, your hunger, and your obsession. The world is not designed to hand success to the comfortable, the compliant, or the average. Life will throw everything at you that it can. And if you are not prepared to turn that pain into power, it will crush you. But the monster inside you, the one who refuses to be broken, the one who embraces struggle, will see each test as a challenge to rise higher. Pain sharpens your mind, strengthens your body, hones your instincts, and hardens your spirit. It is the ultimate measure of who you are and what you are capable of becoming. To harness pain, you must act, not react. It is not enough to feel the hurt or recognize the injustice. You must respond with deliberate action, with relentless effort, with a refusal to surrender. You must allow pain to fuel obsession, to intensify your hunger, to amplify your work ethic, to sharpen your focus. Every moment of struggle is an invitation to grow, an opportunity to become more than you were before. If you waste it, you remain weak. If you embrace it, you become unstoppable. Pain becomes the engine that drives you, the fire that consumes doubt, the force that pushes you past limits you once thought insurmountable. Turning pain into power also requires patience and persistence. Strength is not built overnight. Resilience is not formed in a single moment. Every hit, every setback, every failure adds layers to your character, toughness to your resolve, and depth to your ability to persevere. The hungry man. Stir does not quit after one failure. The obsessed do not give up after one rejection. The relentless do not stop moving when life gets hard. They endure, they adapt, they learn, they evolve, and eventually they rise stronger, fiercer, and more capable than ever before. Pain is temporary, power is permanent, but only if you choose to convert it. You must also understand that transformation through pain is a choice. You can choose to let suffering crush you, or you can choose to let it empower you. Every champion, every icon, every person who has left a mark on this world has made this choice. They have stared adversity in the face and said, I will not break. I will rise. I will turn this into fuel. This is not easy. It is not comfortable. It is not safe. But the safety of comfort is an illusion, and the reality of greatness requires that you embrace discomfort, endure struggle, and use it as the power that will carry you to victory. Finally, turning pain into power means using every experience as a lesson, a weapon, and a stepping stone. Every failure becomes insight. Every obstacle becomes momentum. Every scar becomes proof of your resilience. Pain is no longer something to fear. It is something to seek, in the sense that you know every challenge faced strengthens the monster within you. Every setback becomes an opportunity to come back bigger, faster, and stronger. Every difficulty becomes a reason to refuse to quit, to double down, and to move forward with even more intent. City. Pain is not the enemy. It is your training ground, your forge, your battlefield, and your superpower, if you allow it to be. So ask yourself right now, are you going to run from the struggle, or are you going to let it make you a monster? Are you going to let pain define you, or are you going to use it as fuel to become unstoppable? Every hurt, every loss, every failure, every moment of doubt is an invitation to greatness if you embrace it, harness it, and turn it into power. Stop wasting energy on fear, excuses, or regret. Step into the fire. Let pain refine you. Let struggle strengthen you. Let every hardship fuel your hunger, your obsession, and your relentless pursuit of victory. The monster inside you is waiting. Pain is the key. Power is the result. And the world will have no choice but to bow before the relentless force you have become. If you want to become a monster, if you want to dominate, if you want to win when everyone else is comfortable, you have to understand this one brutal truth. Talent will only get you so far. Intelligence will only take you so far. And luck is unpredictable. What separates the legends from the dreamers, what separates the winners from the spectators is simple. They outwork everyone, everywhere. They show up when others sleep. They grind when others relax. They push when everyone else pulls back. And this is not negotiable. You cannot wish it, hope for it, or wait for it. You have to live it, breathe it, and demand it from yourself every single day, in every single moment, in every single area of your life. Outworking everyone is not an act. It is a lifestyle. And until you embrace it fully, you are simply competing with yourself instead of dominating the world. To outwork everyone, you must embrace discipline above motivation. Motivation is temporary. Motivation will vanish when fatigue sets in, when setbacks arrive, when distractions appear. Motivation will fail you in the middle of the storm, but discipline, relentless effort, and an obsession with work will carry you through. The hungry monster does not wait to feel like it. The relentless do not pause because it's uncomfortable. They wake up early, stay late, and continue grinding when the rest of the world is complacent. Every extra hour, Every extra effort, every small action compounds into results that look like magic to those who refuse to outwork themselves. But it is not magic. It is sacrifice, consistency, and relentless execution. Outworking everyone is about refusing to settle for average effort. Most people go through life with enough energy to get by, enough focus to survive, enough skill to scrape by. And then they wonder why they are stuck while others soar. The truth is clear. You will never win with enough. You must be willing to go further, faster, and harder than anyone else. You must be willing to push past the fatigue that stops everyone else, to outlearn, outtrain, and outgrind anyone in your path. Outworking everyone everywhere. E is a mindset that says, I will not be outperformed, outlasted, or outmatched. I will put in more than anyone else because I understand that greatness is not a gift. It is earned. This requires consistency like nothing else. You cannot outwork people sporadically. You cannot be hungry for a week and then take a month off. Champions, monsters, and winners operate at a level where consistent effort is non-negotiable. You show up every day, rain or shine, tired or energized, inspired or drained. You put in the work even when nobody is watching. Because you know that outworking everyone is not about recognition, it is about results. Every small task, every minute of focused effort, every repetition adds up. Outworking everyone is not flashy. It is quiet. It is relentless. And it is the difference between someone who dreams and someone who dominates. To outwork everyone, you must also embrace sacrifice. You cannot give your best if you are distracted by comfort, entertainment, or temporary pleasures. Every hour spent scrolling, watching, or procrastinating is an hour that someone else is using to move ahead. Every comfort you indulge in is a decision to remain average. If you want to outwork everyone, you must sacrifice short-term ease for long-term dominance. Sleep a little less, train a little harder, study a little longer, work a little smarter. Every action you take, every choice you make must serve the goal of putting yourself ahead of everyone else. Outworking everyone is not casual. It is obsessive, intentional, and merciless. Outworking everyone everywhere also requires resilience. Life will try to slow you down. Circumstances will push against you. People will doubt you. Obstacles will appear. Failures will knock at your door. And this is when outworking everyone truly matters. While others complain, a monster is working. While others rest, the monster is training. While others doubt, the monster is executing. The difference between someone who fails and someone who dominates is not luck. It is effort. It is being willing to continue when the world tells you to stop, to push when everyone else pulls back, and to keep grinding when no one is cheering. This is how champions are made. This is how winners rise. Outworking. Everyone also means being strategic with your energy and focus. It is not just about working harder. It is about working smarter while still doing more than anyone else. You study the field, learn the craft, anticipate challenges, and execute with precision. You take every advantage, exploit every opportunity, and remain relentless. You do what others won't do when others won't do it. And because of this, you achieve what others cannot. Every extra mile, every extra hour, every extra effort compounds into momentum that is unstoppable. Outworking everyone is a multiplier. It magnifies your hunger, obsession, and sacrifice into results that shock the world. You must understand that outworking everyone is lonely. It is exhausting. It is often unrecognized. Most people will not understand why you are grinding while they relax. Most people will doubt, mock, and question your choices. But the monster inside you does not require validation. The relentless do not seek applause. They seek results. They seek dominance. They seek victory. And because of that, their work ethic does not waver, even when the crowd is silent. Outworking everyone is about building a reality where your success cannot be ignored, regardless of whether anyone watches you or not. Outworking everyone everywhere also builds confidence, skill, and authority. When you know you are giving more than anyone else, when you know you are preparing while others are resting, when you know you are grinding in silence while the world doubts, you become untouchable. Your confidence grows. Your skill sharpens. Your ability to perform under pressure becomes second nature. You no longer fear challenges because you have outworked the world to prepare for them. You no longer doubt yourself because you have invested more time, effort, and energy than anyone else possibly could. You become a monster, not only in action, but in presence, mindset, and energy. Ask yourself this right now. Are you outworking everyone everywhere, or are you waiting for motivation, waiting for luck, waiting for the perfect moment? Motivation fades. Luck is unpredictable. Perfection is an illusion, but effort, consistency, and relentless work are under your control. You can outwork anyone if you commit to it fully. You can dominate if you refuse to rest, refuse to quit, and refuse to settle. You can rise above every obstacle, every competitor, and every limiter. Shine if you take work ethic seriously as your ultimate weapon. Outworking everyone everywhere is not an option. It is a requirement for dominance. If you want to be a monster, if you want to win, if you want to rise above mediocrity and leave a legacy, you must embrace this truth. No one will outwork you unless you allow it. Every day is a chance to get stronger, faster, smarter, and more relentless. Every day is an opportunity to grind while the world sleeps. Every action you take either puts you ahead or lets someone else pass you. Outwork everyone. Work harder, longer, smarter, and more relentlessly than anyone else. Make your effort unstoppable. Make your intensity undeniable. Make your hunger and obsession visible in your actions, because this is how the monster rises, how the winner dominates, and how the world is forced to acknowledge the power that comes from relentless, unyielding work. If you want to become a monster, if you want to dominate, if you want to win when everyone else is distracted, there is one thing you must master above all else: focus. Not casual focus, not occasional bursts of attention, but relentless, unwavering, unshakable focus paired with consistency. Talent, motivation, and even hard work will only take you so far. The world is full of talented people who never achieve greatness because they are inconsistent. They are full of people who start strong, burn bright for a moment, and then fade because they are distracted, undisciplined, or uncommit. Focus and consistency are the twin engines of domination. They separate the dreamers from the doers, the spectators from the winners, and the ordinary from the monsters who refuse to be stopped. Without focus, your effort is wasted. Without consistency, your grind is meaningless. You cannot outwork the world if your attention is scattered, and you cannot rise if your action is sporadic. Relentless focus begins with clarity. You must know exactly what you want and why you want it. You must define your vision so clearly that distraction becomes unbearable. When your target is sharp in your mind, when your purpose is burning like fire in your chest, nothing can divert you. The world will try. People will try. Circumstances will try. Your own mind will try. Fear, doubt, laziness, procrastination, and temptation will all scream at you to quit, to slow down, to divert your energy, to settle. But when your focus is relentless, these forces bounce off you like rain on steel. You see the goal. You feel the hunger. You know the stakes. And you move forward without hesitation, without compromise, without distraction. Focus is not convenient. It is uncomfortable. It demands that you prioritize, that you eliminate distractions, and that you ruthlessly protect your time and energy. You cannot be obsessed and scattered at the same time. You cannot be a monster and divided in your attention. You must choose. Focus requires that you say no to what does not serve your vision. It requires hat. You reject short-term pleasure for long-term gain. It requires that you immerse yourself in the process day after day until mastery is inevitable. Focus is the lens that amplifies your effort and makes every action precise, efficient, and deadly effective. Without it, you are spinning your wheels, moving, but never arriving. Consistency is the engine that turns focus into results. Anyone can grind for a day. Anyone can put in effort when inspiration strikes. Anyone can work when life is easy. But the monster who dominates understands that greatness is built one day, 1 hour, one action at a time. Consistency is showing up when no one else is. Consistency is doing the work even when motivation fades. Consistency is persistence in the face of failure, fatigue, and frustration. Every time you repeat the effort, every time you act despite discomfort, every time you maintain your discipline when the world is against you, you are stacking victories that compound into unstoppable momentum. Consistency is not glamorous, but it is relentless. It is invisible to those who are impatient, but it is unstoppable to those who understand its power. Relentless focus and consistency also require mental toughness. The world is full of distractions, social media, opinions, gossip, temptations, entertainment, and endless sources of noise. If you allow these things into your mind, they will dilute your effort, scatter your energy, and slow your progress. To dominate, you must be selective about what you allow in. You must guard your mind and attention like a fortress. You must protect your schedule, your energy, and your vision with ferocity. Focus is discipline of the mind. Consistency is discipline of action. Together, they make you unstoppable. Focus and consistency are also about patience. Most people expect instant results. They give a little effort for a week, month, or year, and then become frustrated when success does not appear immediately. They quit. They distract themselves. They compromise. But the monster knows that dominance is not instant. Greatness is earned in the grind, in the repetition, in the countless small decisions to move forward despite difficulty. Every day of focus, every hour of consistent action, every moment spent grinding compounds into exponential growth. Success is the sum of relentless focus and unyielding consistency over time. There are no shortcuts. There are no hacks. There is only repetition, perseverance, and relentless application. To be relentless in focus, you must also be adaptable. Life is unpredictable. Obstacles will arise. Plans will fail. Opportunities will shift. But the monster does not panic. The monster does not lose sight of the ultimate goal. The monster adapts without losing focus. Focus is not rigidity. It is precision. Focus is the ability to see clearly and act decisively despite chaos. Consistency is not mindless repetition. It is intelligent, deliberate action repeated day after day until mastery is achieved. Together, focus and consistency make you unstoppable, even when the world is uncertain. Focus and consistency also create confidence. When you know that you are doing the work day in and day out, when you know that you are applying yourself relentlessly, you become untouchable. You no longer fear failure because failure is just feedback. You no longer doubt yourself because your effort is undeniable. You no longer rely on luck because your preparation is superior. You begin to move with purpose, act with precision, and dominate with authority. Focus and consistency transform effort into results, results into momentum, and momentum into domination. The monster inside you is built in moments of focused action repeated consistently over time. Every time you resist distraction, every time you choose work over comfort, every time you push forward when others pause, you strengthen your foundation. You become unstoppable, unshakable, and untouchable. The hungry, obsessed, relentless person knows that domination is not a single act. It is a habit. It is a practice. It is a way of life. And it is forged by focus and consistency every single day. Ask yourself right now, are you consistent? Are you focused? Are you guarding your time, energy, and effort like a predator stalking its prey? Or are you distracted, scattered, and inconsistent? If you are not relentless in focus and consistency, you are leaving victories on the table. You are giving your competitors opportunities to pass you. You are wasting the potential of the monster inside you. Focus is the direction. Consistency is the engine. And together they are the unstoppable force that turns hunger into dominance, effort into mastery, and obsession into victory. So wake up. Decide today that you will be relentless. Decide today that your attention will not be stolen, your time will not be wasted, and your effort will not be sporadic. Decide today that you will focus like a laser, act like a beast, and repeat day after day without fail until victory is inevitable. Relentless focus and consistency are not optional. They are the difference between being ordinary and becoming a monster. They are the keys to dominance, the foundation of unstoppable momentum, and the path to achieving everything you were born to claim. Live them, breathe them, enforce them, and watch as the world bends to your relentless, unstoppable force. Now listen to me closely, because this is the moment where everything comes together. Every ounce of hunger, every bit of struggle, every sacrifice, every mental battle, every sleepless night, every extra hour you've pushed yourself, it all leads to this. You have the power to become unstoppable, but only if you embrace what we've talked about today. You must be hungry like a monster that refuses to settle. You must own your obsession, the fire in your chest, and let it guide every action you take. You must sacrifice comfort, endure struggle, and push past limits that other people wouldn't even attempt to touch. The world doesn't reward excuses. It doesn't care about how tired you are. And it doesn't hand out trophies for wishing or hoping. It only rewards relentless effort, extreme focus, and an unshakable will. You must dominate your mind, because your thoughts determine your life. If you let doubt, fear, or weakness run the show, your potential will die before it even has a chance to breathe. Every monster, every winner, every person who has left a mark on this world first mastered themselves. They refuse to let their mind betray them. They train their thoughts, sharpen their focus, and control their inner dialogue so fiercely that nothing outside could shake them. Pain will come, and when it does, you have a choice. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it fuel you. You can turn every failure, every setback, every rejection into fire. You can transform it into power, momentum, and unstoppable drive. Pain is not the enemy. It is your teacher, your weapon, and your ladder to greatness. You have to outwork everyone, everywhere. Talent is meaningless without effort. Luck is fleeting. Motivation is temporary. But work ethic, relentless grind, and consistency will build empires where others crumble. Outwork everyone, push past the limits they set for themselves, and keep moving when the rest of the world is resting. And above all, be relentless in focus and consistency. Show up every single day. Attack your vision with precision. Refuse distractions. Refuse shortcuts. Refuse mediocrity. Keep repeating your actions until mastery becomes inevitable and momentum carries you forward even when life fights back. The monster inside you is waiting. It's waiting for the hunger to be awakened. It's waiting for the fire to burn hotter than any obstacle. It's waiting for you to take ownership, to embrace struggle, and to grind like no one else will. Every choice you make, every hour you dedicate, every sacrifice you endure is shaping who you are becoming. Stop running from discomfort. Stop fearing pain. Stop waiting for permission. Step into the fire. Own your mind. Dominate your efforts and rise with relentless consistency. If you take what you've learned today and apply it, if you allow hunger to drive you, pain to fuel you, focus to guide you, and work ethic to define you, there is no limit to what you can achieve. The world will try to slow you down. People will try to stop you, but the monster inside you will rise, unstoppable, unshakable, and undefeated. Hunger, obsession, sacrifice, mental domination, power from pain, relentless work, and unwavering focus. This is your blueprint. Follow it, live it, own it. And the victory you've been dreaming about will no longer be a dream. It will be your reality.